guys, welcome to another video, another tarot video. I was gonna do kind of like another tags roundup thing. What is it, set? I called it. But I don't know. I just didn't really feel like doing that. So I thought I'd kind of do like a, I don't know, like a beginners, like my beginner how-to kind of thing, like what I do as a beginner and how I guess learn, because I've kind of talked about that in other videos, but I don't think I've really had like a dedicated video like this is how I do my journal and this is how I do that, and you know, stuff like that. And Jack, can you not poke me in the side, please? Yeah, you're good. Just seriously. Stop it. Ugh. Okay. Excuse him. So first off, I'm gonna say really don't, I'm afraid to say like do's and don'ts and like blah blah blah, but I'm a person that everything is very, like, I go with my gut instinct and how I feel about things. Obviously that's not gonna work for everybody, but I definitely say if you're like just trying to get into this, definitely pay attention to how you feel, not only about decks, but like how you do, you know, tarot and what you do, you know. Learn, but also go with your, like, how you feel about things. And I'm not sure if that will make sense to a lot of people, but hopefully it makes sense. And like, you don't have to do what I do. A lot of people keep their cards in the box and stuff like that. I kept them in a cloth because I was like, oh, that's kind of cool, and you're kind of supposed to put them on a cloth that, like the book says, my book, this is the book that I have, this is the book I've learned from, which basically, actually first, before I get into anything else, if you guys have any good, like, if you guys know of any good tarot people to learn from, please leave them in the description below, not only for me, but like if any beginner person kind of watches this, they can also go to those people and watch. I'm not necessarily the person to watch if you are like trying to learn tarot. I'm trying to learn tarot myself, so I've mainly just been going off of this book. I watched Two Spirit, and he's pretty much the only like tarot person, like the tarot only person I ever like really watched. Like, I watched Libby and Shelby, but they don't do like straight out like tarot stuff, if you know what I mean. If they did, I haven't seen it. But what was I gonna say? So I said feelings, like how you feel about stuff. Like, I feel like some people might have an issue with like how a deck looks. Like, it shouldn't matter. Personally, I feel that it does matter. If you think a deck is ugly and you get it for the sake of just getting the deck and you don't like it, I feel like that is bad mojo you're putting into your cards, and that's not good. So I feel, get a deck you're happy with, whether it's, you know, the popular deck or the unpopular deck. This is the Gilded deck. Actually, I'll open these both up because I do playing card tarot readings. Actually, that's pretty much what I've been using this entire week. It's just the deck I've been gravitated towards, which there we go. So this is the Gilded deck. I love it because it's just a beautiful deck in general. Actually, Two Spirit just got this deck, and he really loved the art of it and how it looks. Beautiful deck. I don't know. I feel it's not exactly like my gothic kind of style, but it is very, I don't know. I feel like it's my style, even though it's not something I would immediately say, like, that's something that isn't my style, but I like it, and that's the only thing important. I do have thoughts of getting another deck. It's a little more expensive than what I was hoping to get another deck for. I try to stay in, like, the below $20 range when looking at stuff, and that's not just with tarot decks. I'm just cheap like that. This deck with a book and the little mat that you can get with it was $13. So if you're looking for a really pretty deck like this, you can easily just get that on Amazon for $13. Now I'll try and leave a link down below. Let me just kind of set this aside, actually. There we go. My other deck is a Fayvolé playing card deck. Now, these are playing cards. They're not, like, actual tarot cards, but, you know, you can do tarot with the, Mikey Boy VJD. He's a doll person. He recommended this because I was looking up different books, and from the ones I was looking at, I had two to choose from, and I wasn't sure, so I asked him, and he like suggested this one. He said this one was a pretty good one, so it's the one I got, and it's actually pretty good. It tells you what the cards are, what each see, like right here, it tells you what each number means in a sense, and there's also like what the face cards mean, like right here. And then it kind of gives you like an introduction. Like, this is a really short book. Do not recommend this for like full on, like, this is tarot. This is not full on tarot. This basically just gives you the tarot meanings to playing cards. So I definitely recommend getting an actual tarot book along with this. So what else? And it was the same thing. I got these cards, and I was planning for one or two of them that I got. I got like a set of 3 on Amazon. It was 3 different decks that I got. And this is the only one that really called to me to be my tarot deck, so it's the one I'm using. It's a Fayvolé set. And I've said this millions of times. This is going to be a lot of repeating for anyone that's seen all my other videos. So, there's that. I'm kind of going by ear, because, I don't know, I felt like filming a video, and I felt like doing something about tarot, so that's what I'm doing. I'm not sure what other beginner kind of stuff. I don't know, just kind of go with it as you learn. And don't stick to thinking like there's only one way of doing things. Because I certainly don't do... I feel like I don't do everything how you're technically supposed to do it. Like, I don't shuffle the correct way. Like, I don't shuffle how my book tells me to shuffle, other than making 3 separate piles to shuffle. Because I feel like that really helps shuffle the cards. But it tells me, like, I have to shuffle with my, like, right hand, and... I can't do it. My hands are super tiny. I'm not that ambidextrous. I barely use this hand in life. So, it's just something I can't do. Now, if you're wondering, like, how to go about doing a journal, I just made this cover because I'm just a creative person, and anytime I can do something like this, I jumped at the chance to do it. You don't have to do this. This is a basic, normal journal that I got from Barnes & Noble for like $10. And this book kind of tells you that you should try and do like a writing about each individual card. Like, basically, when you start reading this book, if you get this book, what it tells you to do is not to just jump into doing readings, not just for yourself, but just in general, or for other people, or whatever you want to, however you want to say it. But to, like, go through each and every card, get an idea of what each and every card means, and also means to you, to kind of see what the card is conveying and write it down in your journal or diary or whatever you want to call it. I didn't do that just because that's not how my learning set is. I can't just like sit there and just write things like that. I'm more of like a learner by doing the cards and stuff like that. That's why I stress not just, or I don't really stress anything. I mean, that's why I do 3 card spreads and not just 1 card spread. It's what I've been doing like pretty much the past 5 days. And it's really been helping me understand what cards are with each other. Although I've been doing this, but I've done it with the normal playing card deck as well. But if you are having a hard time learning what these cards mean, I highly suggest trying something like that. Like, just sit down one day and like pick 10 cards and sit there and like think about what they mean, and you can read about what they mean and just kind of jot down in your journal what they mean to you. That might really help you if you're having trouble. I know Libby, I think, was having issues remembering the cards and stuff like that. So, I don't know if she's done anything like that, so I don't know. But that might help if you have issues remembering. I also looked through the book before I even touched the cards and read what each card meant while having the card in my hand. Like, I looked at the card while reading, and it also has pictures of the card in the book. So you kind of digest what the card is. And then if you do that and also do what I was saying, write it in your journal. Yeah. A lot of repeating. I feel like I'm saying nonsense, but in my journal, this is what I started with. I'm basically doing, like, if I have questions I ask very often, I will kind of like stick them on this page or the first couple of pages. This is the one that my book says if you have something general, you can just, something real general, you can ask the cards. So, yeah, I haven't really been using that one. I just kind of been using not really any question, really. I kind of just go with my gut, and I don't really do it that way. I don't know. If I do have more questions, I will write them. I have like a couple, like a page. So I have that front part, and then 2-3 pages. And then spreads I was planning on doing, I wrote down. So this is the 9 card spread down here, and which is basically the bigger version of the 3 card spread, which I try to do this once a week. I don't know why, I just feel like it's something I want to do once a week. But I do this. I'm going to try and do this every day. Doing 1 card spread, I liked it because it was easy, but I think that's why I shouldn't really do that. I feel like it's better to kind of, I don't know, learn the cards together in a sense. And I'm just speaking for what's easier for me. Like I said, what I do is probably not for everybody. But for me personally, I feel like I'll learn the cards better if I, what is up with this page? Like, I can feel the page sticking out with all the others. That's weird. Which, by the way, if you ever want me to do a spread on camera, just let me know. I think I've at least done the 3 card spread, and I think a 1 card spread in one of my other videos. But yeah, I just feel like that helps me personally with the cards. Like I said, do what's best for you. And the 9 card spread is pretty much the same thing. It's basically 3 sets of 3 card spread. It's just 3 cards for past, 3 cards for past, 3 cards for present, and 3 cards for future. And then obviously you learn what they mean, not only to each other in that set, but also this set comparative to the rest of the set. You know what I mean? It's, I think, pretty simple. Easy to learn. And this is I think another common one that people use is the cross of truth. Ignore my writing, but it's like that. Haven't tried that one yet. Again, if you guys want me to do it on camera, I could try and do something like that. And then this is the Celtic cross, which this is in the book. I think the Celtic cross is done a couple different ways. That's the way my book told me to do it, so I wrote it down this way. I probably won't do it this way, because, I mean, like, the Gilded Tarot comes with a little card that shows you how to do a couple different sets, or is it spreads, and it's not like that on here, on what's in the book, so that confuses me a little bit. But those are just a few spreads I wrote down. As for actual journaling, and I left more pages, so if I needed to take notes of anything else, I can put that in the front of the book if I need to, because I want to keep the rest of the book for actual journaling. And basically, let me get to a simple one. Oh, and then that's something I forgot to start. Okay, here. This is pretty easy. So basically what I do in my journal is I put the date, the time, and sometimes the time means something, sometimes it doesn't. You just do it just, my book says to do it, and I feel like that might be an important attribute to going back to this stuff and looking at it. So, I do that, and then I write at the top which deck I used. So, that might be really helpful for people that have multiple decks. I just do it just so that way I can develop that habit. And then I put my question, which I just wrote down as general guidance, you know. And then I put, normally I guess what I should start doing is put what spread I do. And then put what cards I did, like write down all my cards in the order that they're supposed to be in. And then I analyze them, which are my thoughts. So I write down my cards, which this is a 1-card spread, so I didn't really write 1-card spread. But I put my card, wrote what it means in like very easy shorthand kind of. And then I kind of wrote down just instant thoughts from what I gathered from that. And then I don't come back to like thoughts after very much. Just because I feel like I don't know, I'm not good at writing, and to analyze a day is kind of hard for me. I guess I'll get better with it as I do it more, which is something I guess I should try. But that's kind of how I journal, and I mean, you can do it more and more if you want. Like, this is a 3-card spread I did the other day. And this is like past, present, and future. These are the cards I got. And then I just wrote down what each card meant. And obviously I derped out and didn't put my thoughts for that day. Or for today. Yeah, today. The 24th. Yeah, I think I got busy and I ended up forgetting to write stuff down. And then I used my Fivoli set, my time. Obviously I didn't write my question. Sometimes I do it, sometimes I don't, because like I said, I don't really like sit there and ask a question. I kind of go based on feeling. And like I said, I need to start putting down what type of spread I'm doing, because sometimes this could get a little confusing. So far that's kind of how I'm doing stuff. Back here though, if you do get the if you do get this, you get this, and I just put it in my journal for the sake of whatever, but you do get this mat, and oh, I guess it is on the mat, the little fan part, but it shows you where to put cards and what each spot means. That's another reason why you kind of need to write down what spread you do, because depending where the card is, and each spot it means something different. So, how do I fold this? Like this. There we go. And I put this in here. Just like that. And then I just carry around whatever book I have with whichever deck I decide to use that day. And then I just keep it by my bed. Also, something I wanted to say, I don't read card reversals. For one, it's not in this book. The author doesn't use them herself. So I don't even know what the reversals mean. But in this one, it gives you the reversals, which is basically an opposite to what the card means if it's upside down. You can see right here, like if you want to stop that and read what that means, this bottom part is the reversal. They don't make a lot of sense to me, and I feel like that's not, I don't know, that's not something I feel like delving into. I feel like it's just too much to like learn what a card means and then go, oh hey, by the way, there's a reversal, there's another meaning to it. And I just don't find the reversals pertinent. I just don't find the meaning in them, so I don't use them. So there's that. That's another thing, like if you wondering. I'm gonna have to refold these because I was showing you my cards. Oh, also, if you guys want, like, these chains, I am selling them. I have one, like, already made up with a cloth for sale in my shop. Link will be down below. But I am gonna be doing, I do commissions. You can check it out on my shop. I have a listing for that too. I am not including cloths with them right now, because I don't know where to get cloths, I don't know. I haven't figured that part out yet. I don't know if I want to like buy a bunch of cloths and then, like I said, I haven't figured that part out yet, but like for most people I feel like it's important to have a cloth that means something to you, even if you are the one that buys it. So I don't know, but I do make the chains, so if you guys want these chains for your deck that are clothed, because I make them only for the cloth ones, because I find it kind of weird if you want it for a box. So yeah, if you guys want one of these, just check out my shop, and that's pretty much it. Hopefully this isn't too long. I know I was really rambly, and I don't know, I feel like I wasn't very clear at some points, but I don't know, I just felt like maybe my experiences as a beginner, I think that's a better way to describe this video, is beginner experiences so far in learning. And I'm having a fun time learning. I do want to learn more. I'm just not sure how. I don't know. I'm not a person to sit there and just stare at a computer to learn. I like being talked to when learning, I guess. So again, if you guys know any good tarot people, be sure to comment them below and I'll check them out. But yeah, I think that's going to be it. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I will see you guys later. Bye.